Hello, everybody. Welcome back with a new stream. I'm Carneros. No, sorry. I'm used to hear that. I'm not Carneros. Sorry. Today, Rick is away, so I'll be hosting the stream. We have some special guests with us today. We have Justin Strefling. Sorry, said that wrong the first time. We have Leric with us as well, one of the moderators, and Lemonous in the background playing the game that you will see in a few. So Justin, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do at Playable Worlds? What is your role about? Because you are an HR manager. But who is an HR manager?
And so I've been at Playable Worlds for a little over a year and a half. I think it was 2023 in October. Joined the team and started right away as the HR manager. So that's where I was kind of saying I'm used to working a little bit behind the scenes and not doing a lot of the camera time. But I have really enjoyed my time at Playable Worlds. The entire team that's working on Stars Reach has been amazing to work with. An HR manager is pretty much one of the main admins that wants to make sure to keep the company running with high morale and does a lot of the things where it's employee related. So that would be setting up benefits for the employees, checking in on employees, making sure that they're doing okay, sitting in on some of the meetings and seeing how HR can best serve both the business as well as the employees. But it's almost like an advocate for the employees' voices with the company.
Seems like it's a lot of work. It's like babysitting around. Am I wrong? Sometimes.
No, and sometimes it's a lot of work. And so I working on the admin team, we always have administration meetings Monday morning, and we'll go through and the office manager slash accounting manager as well as the senior administrator will go through their checklist of exactly what to do. And I'll have several things on my checklist. A lot of things come up through the week. So it seems like I don't have a full schedule until I'm at Friday, and I'm like, wow, that was a big week.
Lots of work.
Maybe like you want to ask some questions while I switch the scene.
Is this your first job in the game industry, Justin? How did you get started in the industry?
Yeah, and so this is definitely my first job in the game industry. I have worked in manufacturing and telecommunications, and actually before I even got into HR, I was a litigation attorney in California.
Oh wow!
And worked in the courtroom a lot with motions, mediations, arbitrations, writing motions, and eventually I moved from California back home to Indiana and had not taken the Indiana bar. Went and found kind of a random HR job and realized I liked it a whole lot more than working as an attorney. I just felt like I was helping more people on a day-to-day basis, and I was a lot more satisfied with my job. So kind of just stuck there in the HR field.
That has to be a great feeling.
Yeah, and that's the big thing is that while like some of the conversations are really tough to have, like you have your really great conversations, you have really tough conversations, but as long as you have that communication open with all of the employees on a day-to-day basis, they know that you're really doing the best that you can for them. And so I just really like being that emotional support when I'm able to.
So it's a lot of it really is about morale too.
And it really is. And it's one of those things where there's only one of me, but I do try to get to a few employees each day. Any chance that I get to just kind of check in on them with their workload, how they're feeling about like where they're standing. And then maybe there's something that they just want to talk to that's confidential. And like I can be that confidential source where I can say, I can look into this without mentioning your name. And so that can kind of go a long ways towards them being able to express something that a bunch of other people are thinking, but no one wants to say it. So,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
like,
that's great.
yeah, and so that can kind of like help out an entire situation where it's nothing that the managers were doing wrong, but maybe just overlooking something.
Yeah, it can be hard to express some things directly. That's a great part of the job, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Just to
And as well as that, like one thing that I did want to mention, kind of right out the get-go, is with this being a small company, everybody wears like a lot of hats. And so
Hmm.
kind of jumping around from like one position to another. So while a lot of what I do is the HR stuff, there's a lot of legal writing that I do. And like
Hmm.
while I'm not practicing law for the company or anything, like a lot of review of contracts and trying to, you know,
Hmm.
like proofread whatever I can and like make sure things are kind of set with NDAs and stuff like that. And then there's a whole nother function with which I've been able to work really a lot with Thomas on, is like helping there in the marketing department with some of the social media. So
correct.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we are all organized. When we decide to post, you know, it's me, Justin, Sean, sometimes Nina. So we always organize all together to post all around the social medias. So yeah.
and let me
Group
give you kind
effort.
of a behind the scenes with the marketing and stuff. Thomas is super well organized and he's always on top of things.
Ah,
You'll put something in Slack and Thomas already has an answer halfway typed up before I'm able to put my second question. So
thank you. Too kind. So, all right, just to shift topic for a moment, because Rick Carnero is not with us today, but he keeps watching. He keeps checking at us. He wrote on Discord some messages about this new build, because as I mentioned at the beginning, we got a world reset, and this to show new content. And maybe, I don't know, Lemonous, that is here with us, what is your opinion on this new update? Because the first time you joined today, you were like, oh, wow, something changed here, right? Something is different.
Yeah. So I logged in here and ended up on this planet, Rodine 4, which has, it was the, I don't remember if it was the first or second planet, but one of the first planets.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really looked more or less the same in that time. Like geologically, it's been the same, and the plants have had their spawns changed with the Seasons Update Part 1. But when I logged in today, it was like a completely different planet because the flora's just it's changed. We have these
What are some of the things you're seeing
these
that change?
trees here. It's really it's difficult to see now in the winter since all of these are leafy trees and so they lost their leaves, but you see some of these are blue. And these blue trees are kind of like the flowers here in that they, in the summer when they have leaves, those leaves glow. So when I first logged in here today, at the world portal on Rodine, which is inside of a forest, it was like being on a fairy planet. Oh, see, here's
So
spring
cool.
appearing. Let's see.
A little note for who's watching the stream. If you see sometimes lagging, like rubber banding, that's the Discord screen share. That's not actually the game doing that. It's an issue with Discord. Sometimes Discord goes crazy and we cannot do anything with that.
Yeah.
Look at those colors. Wow.
Yeah. So now we have these new willow-like trees with glowing blue or pink leaves, and they just look so cool and make the planet look very ethereal.
Yeah, that's stunning. The art department's really outdone themselves. They're very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I immediately noticed, of course. Oh, sorry. Do continue.
Oh, I just was going to say real quick, like, even though it doesn't look exactly like it, it reminds me of like the truffle trees from the Lorax and Dr. Seuss. Like, it's all like bright colors and everything.
Yeah. They're really cool.
For
I love
sure.
anything that glows.
And another thing that I noticed is that we've gotten some more character look options this time. With the new jacket, this white one is new. New hair for
yeah.
the Elione, at least. I don't think I've had long blonde hair on an Elione before.
That's something new
No, that's
indeed.
completely new. Yeah.
And the skirt here, and also let me walk out of the grass. I especially love this skirt and moon boots combo. It's lovely. It's great.
I don't know if you mentioned it before, but something changed also with the skills, right? When you first joined the game.
Yes. So let me turn on my HUD again. In the last few tests we've had, which was during the Kickstarter, of course, and the week after, 2 weeks, I guess, we had a lot of skills unlocked, and we also had a lot of building items and such near the spawns and chests, so that people could basically skip progression and try things. Those are gone now. You have to progress, unfortunately, or fortunately, and actually perform the skills to learn them, which is back to how it was before the Kickstarter, and also allows you to actually feel the progression of the various skill trees that we have. Again.
Yep. So we are trying to reduce the number of wipes. For who doesn't know, wipe, because I mean, not everyone knows about this term, means clearing or resetting the world. So with this world reset, we got a new wipe. We wiped everything. Now everything is fresh new. We added new content, and you can play for a longer time until the next wipe. So we're gonna leave more time, more weeks for players to test and play the game. The game is gonna progress a little bit slower now. You need to unlock skills by playing more time, so that we can also test the player progression system, because until now, as Lemonous said, we gave to players a lot of items at the beginning to skip this progression system or progression time, to test out maybe immediate features. But now things are changing a little bit, also in vision of 24/7 testing, I guess. But okay, so unless we have something more to add for now, but I don't think so, about the game, let's go back to Justin. You ready, Justin?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like this like format and everything. Kind of got two things going on at once. It's exciting.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if Leric asked before this, but what did you study in school?
So I was actually a psychology and a criminal justice major. And so went to law school immediately after college. And that was my big thing. I was going to actually, I wanted to become a attorney because I used to caddy for a country club and I had known a lot of attorneys. And I thought that was the thing I wanted to do. And then once I got to law school, I don't know if all of you have seen the show Entourage, but I decided I wanted to be this famous talent agent. And with a law school background, I was going to be able to do that. So moved out to Los Angeles, got a job at a talent agency, and realized that was not what I wanted to do. It was a lot more yelling, a lot more intense pressure, and it was not exciting to go to work every day.
That's not a good feeling.
No, but even then, like I played a lot of video games. I was really big into World of Warcraft, and I don't know if you guys have even heard of it, but Escape from Monkey Island, Secret of
Hmm.
Monkey Island, a lot of those type of games, and just kind of progressed with it. Always liked video games. So when this opportunity came about, I was just scanning LinkedIn and saw an opening for an HR manager position, and the duties fit with exactly everything I had done at much bigger companies, on a smaller level, except with a few more hats. And so I was really excited about it just from an HR perspective, but then adding in that I was going to be part of something bigger with creating a game that, you know, lots of fans could enjoy. I was just super excited.
Very serendipitous. Speaking of games, do you remember your first memorable interaction with a video game?
It was probably something like there were like a couple games at the time, and it was something where it was like either Doom or maybe Duke Nukem. And like my friend had like brought over a copy, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like you can actually run through the world and, interact with all of these different objects. It was, and like how bad the graphics are now, that it's tough to play those type of games from way in the past there. But for me, it just like was just amazing.
Back then, it looked great.
Yeah, maybe Wolfenstein. That was
Yeah,
a game that was kind of around there too. And then like kind of through high school, then all of a sudden we all were into playing Bond on, I think it was in 64, right? Or like,
GoldenEye
yeah, GoldenEye.
is a great game.
Really got into that.
So I'm trying to switch the game capture now. Maybe Leric, you can keep asking some questions to Justin while I'll try to enter the
Yeah.
game as well, so we can play together also with Lemonous.
Absolutely. So
Well, and
oh, go ahead, Justin.
I can kind of tell you too a little bit of like how like behind the scenes a little bit with the company. Like right now, definitely a small company and like trying to push everything into making Stars reach the best as possible. And as we continue to go, especially after the Kickstarter, there will be like roles eventually opening up, and maybe that's like some of that we had kind of talked about were like rendering engineer, gameplay engineer, DevOps, things like that. Like while none of those are exactly open now, I can definitely
Yeah.
tell you that um, that on our website, if you go to careers, there's an open application, and we do look at the open applications that come in. And as kind of a heads up, if you were thinking about like an engineering type of role that you're looking for, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with us, but just specifically with us, I do know we give like an engineering test to applicants that we're thinking about moving forward with. And so those would test
Mm.
like your programming with like C++, and like matching with Unity background experience.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works. Okay. So you guys can also tell me if the stream is smooth, if everything is working. Where are you, Lemonous? Which planet are you?
It looks
Rodine
good.
4.
Oh, okay. What's the color
looks
of the
good.
portal now?
It's the green one.
Green one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going for it.
Yeah. So Justin, what kind of games do you find yourself playing these days?
I just got done playing geez, it is Sinking City. I don't know if you've heard of it.
What is it?
And now they're
No.
making a Sinking City too, because just with this Kickstarter, I kind of got into looking at a lot of other Kickstarters and how they did things, and I found that they were making this game, the Sinking City 2, and I went back and found Sinking City, and it's a really neat game, but it kind of like a survival game with a lot of like monsters. I would say like kind of a horror game from like Lovecraft monsters. So that was kind of neat to find something like that. But my wife plays a lot of games on Switch, and so we're playing Mario Kart. We're playing like multiplayer games on that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I always love Mario Kart.
Well,
I don't know if I'm looking forward to the Switch 2's price or anything,
oof.
but
It's a little bit high.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like the computer games, like I kind of stick with when I have free time.
So
And it's
answering.
one of those things too, where I don't necessarily know how much free time Thomas is calling me up in the middle of the night to post things for social media. No, no.
I
I'm
would
joking
love
about
to.
that.
So yeah, answering to Old Man Observer, yes, beams are different colors now depending on the portal and, well, planet, world, actually.
It's a real quality of life upgrade
Yeah.
for finding where you're going.
Yeah, when I first joined Stars Reach, I was like, I wonder what that portal is, because the first time you join, you don't really know what portal is, which planet. You're like confused even when you spawn in space. You don't know the orientation. You look around and you cannot find what you're looking for. Now, these colors are really helping a lot, at least for me. That's personal opinion, clearly.
I agree. And at one point, we didn't even have the names of the planets on the different portals. So you had to go through the portal just to see where you turned up at.
So, what is your first main focus at Playable Worlds? Is it a hard question? No? No, I'm sure.
I mean,
Ah,
it kind of it. Well, it's just because like my first main focus, like immediately when I came in, was with employees and like making sure that I got to know them. So I had meetings with every single employee, like one-on-one sessions, just real quick ones, just to introduce myself, find out what maybe their favorite video game was, what they like best about Playable World, what they think, what they think their favorite part of their job is. And so just trying to introduce myself to them. And I figured once I started knowing the employees and I like still continue to know where the employees are coming from, other things kind of fall into place where like different types of policies that need to be written apply differently at different companies, just based on first off industry, but also employees' needs. So that's probably like one of my biggest priorities. Like an average workday for me would be something where I'm waking up and checking Slack and email, making sure that nothing like chaotic happened with any type of, employee where they're like, oh my gosh, an emergency happened. But honestly, with this company, it's really been pretty professional. Like when I was working in manufacturing, I would wake up and have different complaints of, hey, someone last night sat next to me in the lunchroom and I hate that person and I don't want to sit next to them. Can you do something
Oh
about
man,
that?
oh,
It's
wow.
that's rough.
So working at Playable Worlds has been a different experience where it's 100% remote, and it's just been a pretty professional atmosphere with all of the employees and kind of they do a lot of managing themselves. Yes, we have managers and we report to different people, and we all report to RAF at the end of the day, but they're able to do really well with time management and setting up things. We have daily stand-ups where all
Yeah.
of the employees have a chance to talk during them, and really they just do a good job of going through the list and saying, hey, I'm working on this, but I'm thinking I'm going to have some extra time, can you assign a couple of things to me? Where in previous experiences it's been, how can I hide from doing extra work, you know?
That's awesome. I just got the patch notes, everyone. There's some exciting
Nice.
stuff going in.
They share that?
Do you not have them yet?
Let me see. I need more monitors to. Okay.
Yeah. I just set up a
Yeah, I have them in Slack.
second monitor.
I need more monitors here. I cannot.
It's
I
never
need
enough.
way more. No,
There's
really.
a lot of cool stuff. People will be excited to know there's 2 new consumables going in.
Oh,
The Go Juice that removes the stunned status, and the Waterway that removes the electrified status. So that should make combat a lot more straightforward, right? We've also got a new combat experience system that's gone in.
I have it.
Experience will now be generated based on the amount of aggro you generate during the fight, which is pretty cool. Also, some increases in combat XP rewards. Just some great stuff going on here. Oh, and some new maker variants. I wonder if y'all can find some of that during our stream.
Let's see. I'll switch to Lemonous now. Let's see if so I can manage back the stream.
Oh, people will love this. We have homestead waypoints now. You'll be able to find your homestead after you put it somewhere weird.
I have definitely lost my homestead before.
It's really easy. It really is. You find somewhere that looks cool, you die, you never find it again. Well, that's exciting. And we'll get these up for everyone to read soon, I imagine. Anytime now. Oh, and we fixed mining underwater. I know a lot of people will be excited about that. That was broken for a couple of weeks.
Well, we'll share the
I will
patch
say,
notes
like-
very soon. I mean, after this stream, we're gonna post it around.
I will say, like right off the bat, like how impressed I am with, and I mean it's been said a bunch of times already, but how impressed I am with all of the players, homesteads and other types of things that they've built. I am definitely not to that level on the gameplay. I'm more of a house with 4 walls and barely a roof. So
It's so cool. I mean, we've seen people do things that are just unimaginably creative. It's amazing. People like Waboba and Jestier have done all sorts of stuff. It's so cool to see the stuff people come up with.
Yeah, we also recently published a video featuring those buildings. We got some issues with audio, but we will try to fix it because they removed the song with pay for.
Oh,
I was
no.
quite concerned.
How
I was like,
rude.
okay, so I paid and you removed me the video because of this song. Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you very much. Love you. Okay, we will fix that. We will fix that.
I thought that video was awesome, and Thomas was the one that created it and everything. And I thought it came together well and showed off all of those cool buildings.
We will improve over time. I mean, that was very quick. Next time we're gonna record with a better camera system that we are implementing, or should be already implemented with this update. Not sure. I need to check.
That's exciting.
So we can take cool shots with nice animations this time.
Cool.
Less buggy camera views. We will optimize the work basically. while improving also the quality. So it's one step at a time, but we will get there.
Big cinematography update.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, what can I ask to Justin? Justin, is Playable Worlds hiring right now?
And so that's kind of, I touched on it a little bit,
leaking.
but...
Without leaking. If there is some leak, you tell
No,
me you cannot say that. I don't know.
No, and so we are looking to continue to build, and some of the things will be like engineering roles, and as well as one thing that we've always tried to help out on is our world creator. You've done an interview with Megan before. Is it like engineers that can wear multiple hats, where they can help her out on some of the things, and once again, I do HR. I was an attorney. I don't know a lot of the computer programming technology and like engineering words, but I do know like having experience with Rust and like being able to jump in there with like as a type of tools engineer, like helping her out would be big. As well as like as the world continue to grow, the artwork will need to continue to grow as well. Different beings, different creatures that we're discovering. So we'll need more help in that department eventually. And so it's a good thing is that when you do apply on our website to that open application position, so like you go on, click on careers, and it'll have the open application. Your name is automatically then stored into our basically hiring system, and we end up we can filter that out by what's on your resume, by what you've said in your cover letter, and we're able to put you into multiple categories, usually because of different background experiences. And then we at least have that for when they give us the okay and they're like, hey, let's get someone that does a senior tools engineer immediately. Then we can look and we already have that you have applied. So there's not really a wrong time to apply for a job. As long as we have you in there, it's great.
Fantastic.
And then, and then just thinking ahead, like once everything is like really there and we have people playing, like we'll also need customer support. I've done like a little bit of customer support with Paneros, but like we'll need like time people being able to help out there. But obviously we still have a long ways to go for that. But
Clearly.
It's something that we are looking ahead to.
Yeah, customer support is really important and becomes tricky to organize. Talking as per experience, when you have to manage multiple agents, because then if you have a lot of big player, a lot of players, big player base, then you need maybe, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 agents, and you need them to create, switch between night and day shifts. So they cover 24/7 support during weekends. That's not really, easy. And also train them, because customer support needs to know everything about the game so that they can support players. So there is a training period for each and single agent that joins the team. It's very complicated. It's not an easy task. It's not just hiring somebody and asking them to answer tickets and players. Also because quality is important for us, right? So we want to have a good player support in the future when we need it.
Exactly. And that's one of the things where like I kind of had a tougher time than like Carneros does doing customer support, because like I tried my best to try to move names over for the playtest and do everything like that. But when they ask a technical question, Carneros knows the answer right away, or like an engineer knows the answer, but like I didn't have that exact training. So I'm like trying to forward things, but there's only so many people working at a time. So if you were one of those people that we might have missed or got a delayed response, like I'll be the first one to apologize. about that. We did try to answer everyone for that period of time that I was helping in that section, but definitely something that we will be way more prepared on as the game continues to grow.
Very nice.
Very nice.
But let's see, what else can I tell you about working it there in HR? I guess some of my favorite things too, and I've talked like a lot about the employee experience, but like that's one of my favorite things. I mentioned Megan earlier. Like I had a conversation with her, and I had a conversation with Light the other day, and I'm just like, you both make this really easy when I call and check in on you because you're already so organized and you already like know answers to my questions before I even ask them and everything. And that, like you were mentioning earlier, Lyric, that it's one of those things that really makes my day, and I feel good about after I get off a phone call with individuals like that, where they're like, hey, everything's going great. I'm super excited about these new tasks that have been assigned. So those are some pretty awesome things.
That's awesome. It's amazing to have a healthy company where that's such a normal thing.
Definitely. Some of the things I dislike is when I have to get on the phone with benefits, like one of the insurance companies, and they give you the runaround and you're on the call with them all
Oh, yeah.
morning. And,
The
and I don't get
bureaucrats.
to the other tasks.
That is rough. Always.
If I remember well,
It's
when
great that the company has you fighting for them in those situations.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that
definitely.
when I first joined, I guess that you were one of the first person I talked with. I don't remember. It
I
was
think-
you and Nina
I think so.
probably. Not
I
sure.
think it was me and Magic because
Ah.
Nina was like, "Can you check in with Thomas immediately and make sure he has everything he needs?"
Yeah, I remember
and
that
you were super
big
easy.
list. Like,
You,
do you need that? Are you okay with that? Are you? Do you take drug?
Yeah.
No, a full list like going to the doctor. I was like, okay, this sounds organizing.
we
This
did.
is promising.
Well, and like I got to like we were going through the list, and I could tell with your personality, you really like to get things done, move on to the next project, keep accomplishing things. And I was like, this is going to kill him going through this whole list.
Nah, that's good. Okay, let's see. I mean, if you guys from the chat have any questions for Justin, please write them.
Yeah, we love audience questions.
Yeah, I read someone at the very beginning asking or spotting your posters behind.
Oh, yeah. So they're like some of my favorite movie posters, and I've had them since like probably college. And my wife is the first to point out, you aren't in college anymore. And so now they're in my office while the other rest of the house is decorated by my wife. But I've got the Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. You can't see the Big Trouble in Little China, but I Want to Believe with the X-Files. And there's a Breaking Away poster that's they filmed it on Indiana's campus. And I graduated from Indiana University.
And if you had to pick only one of them?
It's like kids, but it has to be Back to the Future. Like I'm a big Back to the Future person. Yeah.
Sorry for the
I always
question.
wished I could be like Marty, like running around and everything. Just the definition of cool. What about you guys? What are your favorite movies?
Oh, Leric, you go first, I guess, because I'm the most off-topic
I love science fiction, so stuff like Star Wars, the original Dune, stuff like that. But I'm really more of a television person. I love Star Trek. I've written about Star Trek academically. It's one of my favorite things. And I really like stuff with time travel. I've written about time travel academically. So anything with time travel is cool. I love Back to the Future. I do love the X-Files, 90s sci-fi, that sort of thing. 70s, 80s. What about you, Thomas?
Man, you're talking my language.
I'm completely different. I'm a new generation. I started watching movies from Matrix, and I still remember that when I was very young. But if I had to choose one or two titles, what I really felt in love with was a series, basically, Mr. Robot. It's something that I loved because I was into cybersecurity and hacking back in the days when I was younger. So I just loved that. I'm also a huge fan of Marvel movies for the way they edit and they add effects, and more from the technical point of view. As I'm a video editor, and for music style as well, I really love that. But
I really love some of the stuff they did in Doctor Strange.
Oh
It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
That was super cool.
The VFX. Yeah, absolutely.
Then storytelling to me, it is everything. Then I fall in love a lot with many movies and TV series when they have a good storytelling. When they don't immediately jump into presenting you all the characters inside the movie with random facts that have no sense, and you're like, oh, wait a moment, I'm confused now. But the most recent movies and series go like that, and I don't really. I'm not a fan of that type of style, to be honest.
Yeah, it's almost like a good book. If I can't get into it right away, or if I'm confused right away, it's really tough to continue on with. At least for me, to hold my attention.
Yeah, you have to have a good hook.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's one of the
Lemonous?
things like that and one of my big things when I first came to work here at Playable Worlds was with everyone during that time, we would have like a 2-hour meeting with RAF. And I think there were like the platform engineer, David Pickin, and a couple other people were in that meeting with me. But it was amazing. Like Raph went into like all this lure, and like it went from being a game to me to being like an actual world. And like I knew how we got from here to there. And so that made like all the difference in the actual game for me.
Yeah. That's so cool. It's always so wonderful to listen to Raph speak. It's enchanting. He's great.
And then doesn't he have like a poetry background? Is that what it
He does.
is?
Yeah, he published a book of poetry, actually. It's I think it's called Sunday Poems. It's on Amazon. People should check it out.
So it was funny because during it, he was talking about some of the names, and like it wasn't like we were all not very smart people, but like he was like on this other level because he's like, where do you think I got that name from? Well, it's from this. And we're like, no idea what you're talking about right now. Like, I got to look up 16th century literature, you know? Like,
oh, that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's the only book that I have his other 2 books, but I don't have that one yet. I'll have to pick it up.
Yeah, that was great conversation. And then Raph's been like so great with me with like HR and having meetings whenever I need to have them or anything. And he's so great with everyone else too, with having office hours where you can just jump in and you don't even have to really be talking about the game. You can just be asking him other types of questions while like he's playing the game or something like that. So those have been like really great experiences. And in all reality, I think one thing that makes employee engagement and employee like morale work is all of the managers like really try their best to be kind of open and transparent like that. And they get it from the very top with Raph, and it kind of filters on through where you can go to David Pickin and start asking him random questions. And even though he's amazingly busy doing like 5 things at once, he'll be like, hey, here, I can explain it to you like this. So it's really neat when you're able to work in a company where the management tries to like be open with other employees.
It's such an amazing company culture. And you really see it with the way the company works with players too. I mean, I've never seen any company so transparent and so open, with communication. It's amazing. It really is.
Yep. I
And you
agree.
just nail it. Like, I've been looking for that word all morning, is to say like employee culture. And instead I've been like using experience because I couldn't think of culture. But yeah, exactly. You nailed
I
it.
am an anthropologist. I think of culture everywhere.
It only took me 47 minutes and I got it out of you. I should have known it right from the
it's
get-go.
fantastic. Fantastic stuff.
Game related question now for you, Justin.
Yeah, let's hear it.
If you had to program from scratch, nah, just kidding. Nah, this was not the question.
I was like, wow, now we're above my head.
It was like, oh my god. No.
Yeah, eyes wide.
What species will you play in the live game? If you had to choose.
Well, for all of my like playtest, I've been the male human. And like, if I think that's just my favorite, just I can kind of relate to it more, and
Yeah.
it's just been my style now.
Is it?
But you know what? Like, I get called out a lot in like our internal playtest and stuff because I really like playing with the fire and like flying around and causing trouble. So, so that's kind of
Oh,
my
I love the
gaming
fire
style.
too. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
But
There's
They're
never
like,
been
well,
an
we
MMO like that, you know.
No, and it's one of those things where they're like, well, we know Justin's on this planet. There's a bunch of trees on fire over there. Like, I wasn't even
Yeah.
trying to do that, but
Yeah, I went through that phase with the chronophaser too at the beginning. It was just so fun to set everything on fire or melt things. It's a lot of fun. Well, once the game is going, what do you plan on doing, like for your professions?
and like, what do you mean with that?
An architect or
fighter,
you know?
Oh, I see, I see,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
yeah,
builder,
yeah.
destroyer.
Builder, explorer.
No, explorer is kind of where I'm at. Like, really,
Uh-huh.
that, like, more than anything, I'm trying to find those like waypoints and trying to get as much as I can there with ranger points.
Okay, cool.
I think that'll
Cartography,
be
that
kind
sort of
of,
stuff.
yeah, that'll be my kind of big thing.
Yeah,
I
that
like
sounds really
seeing the
fun.
new world,
And
They're
and
so
it's also kind
beautiful.
of neat. Yeah, and like in real life, I'm not really great with plants or anything, but I like going to all of these different planets and like harvesting new things and like discovering them. I'm like, this is amazing. Like
Being a
all of the different
naturalist.
names of the plant. Exactly.
Yeah, it's so fun. And the plants are just so cool. I mean, the art department's created so many neat things. It's so cool to see.
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
they're doing an amazing job.
It's
Now-
so
And
amazing.
if I say that, it means it's good because I'm usually very negative.
They really do, and they're really good at communicating too, like between the teams and stuff. I've seen Magnus, work with
Mhm.
all of us, and like they're really good at communicating with all of it. One thing that has changed that I'm like, wow, this game just got a lot harder is we were talking about exploring and topography and everything, is finding those points. Because you used to be able to see them from like any type of cliff top blinking, and now you almost have to be right on the point. So that's definitely, and it's made it, even though it's more challenging, like it's made it a lot more fun for me, where I'm not just running from point to point, I'm actually trying to find them. So, and it
Yeah,
allows
there's
me to like
strategy
explore.
now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
layer of
It's pretty.
complexity.
It's a great minigame.
Mm-hmm. Justin, will you join a guild anytime?
You know what? And I probably, because I've just seen like some of the guilds that are out there and like what they do, and like, what is it? Gunk?
Mhm.
Gunk.
Gunk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They were like, hey, it's happy like Oral Day or whatever. And they have like they have actual days that they celebrate in the game and everything. I was like, this is really neat to be a part of kind of like a team like that you can talk to each other and like communicate on the side. Hey, you're going to be on tonight and do this, right? So more than a loner, I'm probably more of a guild player.
Yeah. Yeah, me
It's
too.
so
How
cool what
about
we've been
you?
seeing with guilds.
How about both of you? Are you guys more of loners or guild?
Thomas?
So I will probably form my own guild because I've been in a clan for years, and it was the same clan that I was in during esports for another game back in 2018, probably 19. I don't know, 18. So yeah, I'm a team player. I work a lot with strategy, and I love to organize players. That for sure, because I love to envision the result and to the best way organize them the best way possible to achieve a result. Like if we need to build a big castles with, I don't know, security systems or whatever, I need to know my team members very well, and I need to give them specific instructions. Clearly, I'm not like that strict, but I love to help and organize to simplify the work. So yes, I'm a team player.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm similar. I really like I've mentioned, I'm a social scientist, and I really like communities. I like building communities, I like creating friendly spaces, where people are happy and making friends. To me, an MMO really isn't fun without having a good guild or a good community.
Mm-hmm.
So I've even back when I was a teenager in Final Fantasy XI and Star Wars Galaxies, I was always trying to be a guild leader and build guilds and build new communities. So I definitely am interested in doing that again here. And it's really exciting. We'll have so many cool systems for sort of supporting guilds, right? There's been all these different types of guilds that Raph has talked about. So it'll be really great to see.
And guilds keep popping up, right?
Yeah, so many.
And
Yeah,
so
we've
cool.
got several.
Yeah, we are
It's so
gonna
cool.
create some events, or we're gonna highlight them in the future. We are working on some way to create guild events somehow. We
That's
need
really
some
exciting.
time, but that's our goal, also to engage with our community, right?
Definitely exciting.
It's amazing. I mean, guilds just are, the social structure that sort of creates meaning, as you play in a MMO. And so supporting that is so important, I think, for making a healthy, fun game. Well, speaking of guilds, do you think,
I was
Justin, when you do join a guild, do you think you'll tell them who you actually are and where you work, or will you have a secret identity?
you'll probably know me. I'm a big fan of the name Just in Time. And so I'll probably be there. No, it's pretty hard with the secret identity, but I could see the reasons where it'd be nice to be a little, like where people aren't asking you a ton of questions on the inside. Instead, you're just, playing along.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, so that would probably be the thing. One
Yeah,
question I gotta
I'm
ask you.
attached. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so with anthropology, have you ever had like any crazy like adventures like Indiana Jones or anything?
I may have had a few adventures, but nothing quite so exciting as running away from the big rock. Or
Yeah,
what
that's what I'm wondering. Like in a
I'm-
different country.
we
I'm
did
picturing that.
keep in the graduate lounge, one of the places I went to school. We did keep a little statue of him as a joke in there. It was funny.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's in America, we always do what's called four-field anthropology, so archaeology is a part of it, and I took archaeology classes. So all that stuff was always really cool to learn about.
That's really neat.
So
I'm a big Josh Gates fan.
we are close to the end of the stream.
We are.
Yeah.
Look, I have
we have
no
any
idea how you guys
questions?
didn't get bored with me. I thought you guys would be
No, this
bored
has
in
been
No,
great,
20
Justin.
minutes.
while you talk, I'm playing with the Nintendo Switch now. Just kidding.
Yeah, see? I
No,
knew
just
it.
kidding. So,
No, this has been super fun.
oh, sorry,
Absolutely.
I hit my mic. So maybe one last question. Okay. What advice do you have for someone looking to get into the game industry from your point of view?
Good question.
And so it would be sometimes it's hard to break into the industry without the right amount of experience. And so whether that's an internship somewhere, whether that working with a couple friends, putting something together, like once you're able to show, you know, I understand how this works and this is the direction that I'm going in, it's a little bit easier to break in. And then it's about actually studying and knowing programming, knowing art design, knowing your whatever your forte is going to be, being able to communicate that. And like I said, like we give like tests to people that are coming on board. And if you're able to do really well on the test, sometimes the big background experience isn't the most important thing. So it's really knowing your craft.
Demonstrating confidence in it somehow.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Lemonous, may I ask you to zoom in on, yeah, because now there is a little hat. Wasn't there before, right?
A little what? Sorry?
A little hat. Is a different,
Hat?
or am I wrong? Yeah. The avatar has a little,
Oh, me. Yes.
Yeah, you.
Of course. Yeah, so I went into space. I rezoned, which means that I got my... Let me take off my tool so that I can turn around. I rezoned, so that means my clothing and proportions
Oh,
were
wow. Isn't
reset. And I am
that
now
cute?
wearing a very cool hat with goggles. And a different jacket with a bandolier. Very nice. A different skirt, or at least a skirt in a different color. I think it may be the same skirt. And different boots. Very stylish. Very different.
I like it a lot, personally.
Me too.
Yeah,
This is
it's
nice.
cool. I love goggles.
Yeah, this new gear really makes a difference.
All right. I guess that's it. So let's
Well,
switch.
let me thank both of you. First off, like you guys have been amazing and asked great questions, and I just really love doing this. And thank you for everyone that listened. Really appreciate all of you, and I'll probably be talking to everyone soon.
Very, very quick.
Thanks for
because
coming on, Justin.
there is
It was
a
great.
last time question. Justin, is there anything you'd suggest for someone to prepare for the engineering test? I guess it's referring to the
Is it
position
like
that
leak
is...
code or something?
Yeah, it's exactly like it's writing code, and I don't really know a ton of the details about it, but I did know that they were saying beforehand they wanted to make sure the person like was good at writing code, but was like flexible with the code. And this is what else I would say is like when you're writing, don't do what's simply asked of you. Like go that extra way to show that you could add this to whatever you're writing in the code. I do know they gave like bonus points on that. There, anyone that did exactly what was asked was probably middle ground, but it was, hey, throw in some extra flair.
Yeah. When you program,
That makes sense.
be sure to always keep the code clean and add comments from time to time. Divide
Absolutely.
the part of the code in like chapters with a comment, because that really gives the impact. I was also hiring for
want it to be readable.
programmers, yeah, back in the day. So I know what sometimes company maybe find interesting. So be clean, comments, and the suggestions you gave before. All right.
Good design patterns.
So thank you very much. Thank you, Leric, for supporting me during the stream. And thank you, Justin,
My
for
pleasure.
being so fantastic with answering all the questions and horrible jokes that I made. And thanks to Lemonous for for the gameplay. Really appreciate it a lot. And can't wait to see you guys in the next stream. Enjoy the new build, the new game, the fresh world. Go around, explore, try, test. If you have bugs, feel free to report those to moderators or to developers. And yeah, I think that see you in game, guys. And thank you very much for sticking with us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.
Bye-bye.